Okay, I'd like to welcome you all to the Thursday edition of our co-founder training we do every week at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got a nice group of people here. Glad you're all here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk about two things. Um, we have several things that are being worked on in the background. So between now and our next meeting, the way people join pool funding could be different. Okay. But it depends on what the programmer finishes over the weekend. So we'll see. We'll see. You never know. It might be after our Monday meeting, where things go. But we'll see how that goes. The two things I want to talk about today is the future value of money and the $111 tool. Those are the two things we're going to talk about today. So, regardless of how the new people join us, that won't really matter. It shouldn't affect any of you that are already, part of pool funding. Keep on doing what you're doing. That's how it's supposed to be, at least. And it should be more streamlined process of joining pool funding. Once the massive overhaul, we're doing a pretty big overhaul here, an update, which will really I'm excited about that. So that's just the update I want to give you. Be prepared for that. Okay, so let's start off talking about future value of money. Okay. So when I say future value of money, it's money that's actually been put to work. Okay. So and I've mentioned this to you before, that if you put money underneath your mattress, it's not really working, is it? You know,
No.
it's pretty much when you pull it out, it's going to be the same amount, right? So, but the value of money that's being put to work depends on where you put it, right? Some things have a set amount that you're going to get back. Others, got potentials, things, and other things are, carry risk, of it going up and down, whatever, so the future value of money is kind of depending on all that. What we're doing every day is we're helping people into, I consider a large amount of money that is going to be helping them in the future. Okay. So when you look at the 777 giveaway, really what you're doing is you're helping a person, enjoy the benefits of the future value of that 777. So hopefully by the time it gets into their wallet 90 days later, it's worth at least three times what it started. So it should be worth at least 2,300 by the time it goes into their wallet after 90 days of seasoning. And then they bring in one person, right? Hopefully, the sooner they do that, the better, actually. If they can bring someone in like the same day or on their first day or their second day, that's the ideal situation. We want to shoot for that the best you can, but certainly want to encourage them to get at least one person to come in and be a part of the 777 giveaway within their first 7 days. So, and what that does is then it moves them over to the $3,000 a month giveaway. But they need to understand that this is based on future value of money. So we don't want them to just get $3,000 a month. We want that to be worth 30,000 a month later on or more, right? We want the value of that to go up, over time by the time they actually take advantage of it. And what they need to understand is that pool funding, when it comes to pool funding coins, the way that we should look at pool funding coins is that's what we accumulate. Okay. So it's about accumulation of coin, right? It's not something we're trying to get in and out of, in and out of. Because the more that we go in and out, we're actually kind of, uh, you know, we're actually impacting the future value, to the downside. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
Okay. And so obviously, where we're currently situated, we haven't hit our first price targets yet. So a lot of hanging on that right now. So we need to get to those first price targets. And then after that, a lot of things will open up that are currently closed. Okay. So we want to get to that as quickly as possible. And then from there, we'll have new price targets, but we'll also have price floors. Okay. And it's very important that we stay above price floors. Okay. And then we just every month from that point forward, it's all about progressively becoming higher and higher on the value of our coins so that we give all the newest people the same opportunity where they're getting something that is appreciating in value. Sorry, the chickens are going crazy for some reason. I don't know what set them off, but you guys can hear that, right?
No,
Oh, you can't hear
Are
the
those,
Can't
are
hear a
those,
thing.
are they feral? They feral chickens? Just running around the neighborhood?
Yeah, kind of. We have some of them
Yeah.
pinned. Some of them are pinned up. The hens are pinned up, but some of the other ones are not. So, but I could say our chickens are pinned up, but some of the neighbors' chickens are running around loose. So,
Yeah.
it's an interesting. Filipino life is different. I'll just tell you that. But I've never seen them it's like 9:30 in the morning. It's like way past dawn, and they're acting like the sun's just coming up. Anyway, so let me get back to my train of thought here. All right, so we're talking about the future value of money, and the future value of money really kind of it hangs on what we do generally as members. When it comes to pool funding coins, generally what we do as pool funding members has a direct impact on what we can foretell when it comes to the value of our coins down the road. Okay. Now I will tell you this based on my research, and anytime you get to a certain size and you become established, which we're not yet there. We're not what you would consider established. But once we arrive at the point of being established, doors of opportunity open up. Okay. One of those doors I'm very keen on opening is the door to be able to borrow against the value of the coins using the pool funding coins themselves as collateral. How valuable would that be to you as individuals? You tell me.
wow.
That could be very valuable.
Okay. Because anytime you go to
I'm
the
sure.
market, you're probably going to take a haircut. But see, if you're borrowing against, value, you can use the current market value at the point of, whatever they want. Let's say, you got like 10% collateral against what you're borrowing. If you wanted $1 million and you pony up $100,000 of coin, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So you can access $1 million in paper money. And then you can use that paper money to do what you're going to do, whatever that is, right? Believe me, as pool funding matures, we're going to be talking a lot among ourselves on how we can make this a better world. And we're going to be sharing projects. We're going to be sharing ideas. We're going to be sharing opportunities because we're going to become like a garden of opportunity. In each one of you are going to be separate genesis points of opportunity. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah.
as your individual wealth increases, okay, your ability to create opportunity will go along with it. And then of course I could certainly teach you guys how to how to provide opportunity without it, taking, all of your life away from you. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people hesitate on creating anything because they're afraid they're going to lose their life to it. But there's ways of doing it, guys. You can always, it's all about if you have got funding to begin. If you start with funding as a point, a beginning point. If you have $1 million, right? You can use that $1 million to set up structures and things like that. So it's not all about your time. Does that make sense, guys?
Makes sense.
Okay. And then each of you will be able to support each other and things like that and partner up and whatever. The point being is that if we have like foundation of this whole thing is the pool funding coins is the foundation, and that foundation just has this kind of a movement to it, an upward movement. Okay. Then it's a strong foundation. It makes it much easier to get, you know, uh, to attract those people that would provide paper money, both banks as well as private, you know, money opportunities where you could actually then use the coins as collateral. Okay. So my point is this, guys, the idea that some people haven't pulled funding at this stage is wrong. They're looking at those coins as something that they need to milk, or they have to, it's like squeezing, citrus, like they want to juice it, right? They want to grab those coins and they want to juice it. They got the wrong idea about the coin. So anybody thinking like that about the pool funding coin, they're not realizing the long-term plan here for them to get way more than the nickels and dimes that they could get by squeezing something too soon. Does that make sense, guys? I hope it does.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I can't even put like an X or a percentile on what I really think where we're currently at and where we're going. When it comes to the future value of the pool funding money. Okay, this is called pool funding money. Those coins are money. Okay, the future value of those coins as money, it's much bigger than most of us are probably even can figure out right now. Okay, I have an idea, but I think most people are shortchanging what I'm thinking, and they're thinking way smaller. And then these are the same people that I'm concerned with because they're depreciating the value in their own head of what they have when it comes to holding onto these pool funding coins, and it's the depreciation that they have going on in their own head that's the problem, and then they want to squeeze it, right? And then what can they get now, right? And that's not the right way to look at it. What they need to look at is we have a cash flow machine, and that's where the attention needs to go, right? This should grow over here without any kind of concern or any kind of role. It should be almost effortless, over here, the wealth creation side of things. But when it comes to the cash flow, that's where we're putting our energy, we're putting our thoughts, we're putting our time into cash flow. Okay. So now, speaking of cash flow, if you don't have a $111 tool, you're really kind of constricted on what you can do when it comes to cash flow inside pool funding. So what do I mean by that? How many people can you use a $111 tool with? I mean, it's really kind of depends on the individual, right? How much time and energy they want to put into sending money back. Okay, right? So we have the 2-minute activity. Okay, so that 2-minute activity that we do, it feeds into the wealth creation directly, right? So we're accumulating coin as a result of the 2-minute activity. But that 2-minute activity is not what's creating cash flow per se. Maybe for your sponsor it does, right? But as far as how you use your time for yourself, it's helping you on your wealth creation. Okay. And that's we want that to be left alone. Just let the wealth creation grow into what it's going to grow into. But in the meantime, focus on the cash flow. So the more people that you have as referrals that you're doing this with every day, okay, the more cash flow you're going to get every day. Okay. And if you annualize that, it's a lot. Okay. So let's just start with square one. Square one person joins today. Okay. They received $111 in USDT from their sponsor. They clicked on the 3 Pay Now buttons, and then that 111 went back to the sponsor, right? That's what it looks like using the tool. So when we refer to the $111 tool, the idea is that the sponsor can jump onto a Zoom call, and then they could send $111 over to their referral. The referral can click the pay now buttons, and then it goes right back to the sponsor. So that's something that it only takes a couple of minutes, and then in the first 7 days, the referral gets to enjoy getting $111 of coin with like nothing coming out of their pocket at all. Okay. Now transitioning to the $3,000 a month, okay, they need to have one person. So tell me this, guys, answer this question. On day number 8, if the person doesn't have a referral signed up below them, how much coin do you send to them out of that $111 tool on day number 8?
0.
Joe answered the answer correctly. 0. Okay. Because it's 777, right? And it sends a message to to their referral that they need to get one in order to enjoy being in the $3,000 a month giveaway, right? Is that a strong enough incentive for someone to get one person?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. Future value of money. So it's not $3,000 a month that's going to help pay their bills this month, but it's 3,000 going into their retirement plan, right? It's probably better than what they got going on anyway. Am I right? So,
Yeah.
they do have a strong incentive, even though it's built on the idea of the future value of money. It's being set aside. It's not going to help them this month, but it's going to help them for sure down the road. And it only takes one person to get that. Okay. And once they have that one person, then the arrangement goes into they pay the 111 to you and you send back 100 to them. So you're not using the full $111 tool anymore. You're only using a portion of it for the $100 pool, right? But they've got one person below them. So technically, after a couple of days, that one person below them is sending them $111 every day. So the 11 out of that is actually covering their 11 that's going to you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So technically, if you do this the right way, and everybody gets their first person within 7 days, then you shouldn't be out anything more than you know $11 times 7, right? Let's say you waited till your 7th day to do it, right? Um, $77, right? So I'm pulling up a calculator just for the heck of it. I don't know where to go. Hiding. Where are you? Where's my calculator? There it is. Okay, let me switch this around. Let me put it over here. Put that over here. Okay, so if we take 7 days times $11, right? That's if they waited a whole 7 days to get their first sign up done, right? Then they're going to have to wait for their sign up to go through 7 days, right? Before the $11 from that person will just pass right through them. So this might come out of the pocket of your referral, $77, right? That's some skin in the game. But for $77, they're gonna get $777 of coin in their second week. Okay, that makes sense. But then
So
after
far.
that, then it's a big fat 0. Okay, right? It's a 0 because if the person below them is sending them $111 every day, right? And then they're paying out $111 every day to you, then the 111 minus 111 is 0, right? So it's not coming out of your pocket anymore. Some people refer to that as the break even. Okay, the break even. So this whole chain, if you look at the whole chain here, you this is you, and your referral's paying you 111 every day, but the net cost out of their pocket is zero. Same thing with their referral and the referral of that referral all the way down, right? So it goes down to the last one, right? And then the last one is, working on getting their referral. Okay. So, and that's it. So the way this works, if you look at the leverage that's built into this, okay, for very, very little money, a person could end up getting, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of our coin, which have a powerful future value attached. Okay. They're getting, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars of our coin over a period of time. And they're receiving all that coin without having to pull money out of their own pocket to pay for it. Does that make sense? Okay. Because that's how the system works, because everybody has a $111 tool. Okay. But you see, there'd be a problem here if someone doesn't have a tool. What if this guy right here, I don't know if I can, yeah, I can do that. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
What if this guy didn't have a $111 tool, right? How would that affect everybody else on this here?
Well,
It kind of messes it up, don't it?
breaks the chain.
Yeah.
So what happens then?
Well, then it's probably going to overwork this guy. This guy's making up for this guy not having his own tool, right? And so this guy's probably having to pay for himself and also him and then also him, right? And so this is why you want to be talking about this tool within that first 7 days before they graduate. You say day number 8 is graduation day, okay? Right? They're outside of the 777 giveaway by that point. So before they graduate, you want them to understand, and they should already have their own tool, put together within that first 7 days. Okay. That's the smoothest way to make this work, is if we're upfront about the need for the tool, the need to have your own tool. Okay. So that's why if you go into the details over here, okay. Okay. How how to create cash flow from the 777 giveaway. Okay. So it's going to talk about putting your tool together here. See if I can find it. The problem is I didn't do a 100. Let me see if I can do a Command F. I wonder if I put the word tool in here. Let's just check on that. There it is. There. So it mentions it here. So, well, that's under the commitment. Okay, but what about down here? Okay, so it's talking about it here. Okay, so this paragraph is covering the tool. So ideally, let's just read that paragraph then. Ideally, the referral brings their friend to the second day appointment, which is usually done on a video call like Zoom. This gives their friend the opportunity to watch the referral receive another $111. Then the sponsor can guide the referral friend to sign up under the referral using their referral link. Like magic, the sponsor can send the $111 USDT to the wallet of the friend and have them complete their 1 day in the giveaway. or day one in the giveaway, the commission will go straight into the wallet of the referral, and then the referral can send the $111 USDT back to their sponsor. The sponsor provided the fund to the friend. The money was pay now, went back to their referral, right? And then the referral then can send it back to the sponsor, right? And now the friend's in on day one. The sponsor congratulates their referral for meeting the main requirement to upgrade into the $3,000 a month giveaway, and sets up a separate time to help them purchase their own $111 tool. That's the key sentence I'm looking for right there. Okay. And it's kind of a long sentence, isn't it? Starts here. Yeah. I'm sure my English teacher would have had a problem with that run-on sentence. But anyway, the sponsor congratulates their referral for meeting the main requirement to upgrade into the $3,000 a month giveaway, and sets up a separate time to help them purchase their own $111 tool, so that the referral isn't totally dependent on their sponsor to be around when they're helping their friends of the referral make their daily payments. Okay, there you go. That's the end of the sentence there. Okay.
Everyone should have their.
So there you go. The idea is simple. Everyone should have their own $111 tool to easily recycle the USDT back and forth between the sponsor and their referrals in the giveaway. Onward on day 3 of the giveaway, until the referral gets their own $111 tool, the sponsor will continue to use their tool to do the giveaway with both the referral and also the friend of the referral. That's why having the friend and the referral, their payment time being basically the same, that makes it easy. You can get on a Zoom call, the three of you, 4 minutes later, it's all done, right? So the referral is encouraged to plug into the Zoom call training so that they have access to the founder and creator of pool funding. Repeat the process for a total of 7 days to conclude the $777 giveaway with the referral. Okay. There it is right there. This is why you want to study. If I write it out like this here, okay, it's meant to be studied. Okay. Study the commitment. Okay. This is the commitment here. Study the commitment, and then also study the how. Okay. How to create cash flow. Study that. And I think the key to that is the $111 tool. It's real simple. Everybody needs to have their own $111 tool. Now, sometimes you're going to run into situations where someone's like, well, gee, in my country, $111 was a lot of money, then you might not be able to do the same thing with certain people. Okay. And frankly, sometimes, you have to kind of make a choice on what you're willing to take on, at this stage in the game, even people like here in the Philippines, you tell them, look, you need to go find that money. You need to find the $111. You'd be surprised they can find it. Even though they cry poor, they do find a way to find money. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they can't do that, then just realize you're kind of taking on probably more challenge than maybe what some of you be willing to put up with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could always do like drop it down to $77. Say, okay, you can be in the $77 plan instead of the $777. You can hit a whole chain of people like that. That's why I really want to put our attention in the West. I want to develop Western countries. I want to, this is why I do things at the time of day that I do them. So I'm trying to get this. I want the foundation to be people that, $111 is not a big deal to them. Okay. And that's really where, we want to be talking to people that You want to kind of find out if that's going to be an issue or not. If it's going to be an issue, you don't have to you don't have to sign somebody up that you're not willing to support. You know what I'm saying? So that's a call that each of you can make. So that is my point. Okay. You got to pick what you're going to support. And realize now that we're doing this giveaway, in order for us to all kind of be on the same page, going the same direction, it'd be better if we just, we're all, unified on the idea that we expect everyone that's part of this right now to be able to have their own tool, that they put their own tool together out of, the cost of that tool came out of their pocket, and then it's not like they're losing anything, and it's just something they keep reusing, right? It's not like they're spending $111. It's just that they have $111 that they're using. That's the point of calling it a tool, right? Because you're not spending it, you're using it, right? You get it right back. Any questions about the $111 tool and why we really want that to be a focal point for what we're doing in pool funding moving forward, that we expect everyone to get their tool together, ideally within that giveaway period, the original 777 giveaway period. That's when they should pull their tool together in that period of time. Get their one person in and get their tool done, right? Kind of in that order. As soon as they have someone signed up, then it's easy for you to explain to them why they need the tool, right? So help them get that first person in, and then after that, help them get their own tool set up so that they're responsible for their referrals, and you're not responsible for their referrals. You're responsible for your own, they're responsible for their own, and so on and so on. Does that clarify? Is this clarity helping? Am I just saying
Yeah.
something that's
Yes.
yes,
totally
Yeah,
Yes.
it's helping.
okay? Because I'm not sure if some of this is obvious. It's obvious to me, but based on some of the things I'm seeing people say here and there, I start to wonder if it's catching on the idea how important it is to have a tool. Everybody's got to have their own, and as long as everybody has their own, you can have people fall off, you can have people come back, you can have people, it doesn't matter, right? You're gonna have, anytime you're doing team building, you're gonna have expansion and contraction, right? Each leg is gonna expand and contract, okay? It's gonna have its own little life, okay? Every single leg, you get a referral, then they get a referral, now you got a leg, you know what I'm saying? Right? And it starts to take on a life of its own. Each one of those legs will take on a life of its own. And yes, there'll be contraction and there'll be expansion, and it's both, right? And that's perfectly normal in any kind of team building environment. If I'm opening up 7-Elevens, this 7-Eleven here might be set. I mean, the people are solid there. There's no one over here. I got another branch over here, another 7-Eleven over here. I'm still hiring people, I'm expanding over there, I maybe have a 7-Eleven over here, and for some reason I need to let some people go. It's not working out. I need them out, Expansion and contraction, it's just normal business. It's normal, okay? Sometimes we think these home-based things that we might do or online things that we do are different, but it's really not. It just scales a little differently. The accounting, is a little simpler in an online business than it is in something that's not, compared to like a brick and mortar, for example. But the principle is the same: expansion, contraction, whatever, Okay, that's it, guys. Any questions for me now regarding either future value of money, and that's our pool funding coins? Definitely, we attach that principle there, or the idea of the $111 tool. Any questions or any feedback? Was this helpful training? Am I hitting where we am I?
Yeah, you're hitting where
I'd
you
say
need
so.
to know.
So I
Yes.
know-
very helpful.
I need to talk about this, right?
Yes.
Okay. People need to know. Okay. Good. Good. Popeye would say.
Gives us confidence.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Okay. Well, that's it. I look forward to streamlining the sign up process for new people coming very, very soon. We're overhauling a lot. It's going to help us fill orders faster. I think the main reason why we've struggled for so many months on filling orders is because the sign up process was not streamlined, right? And so I'm thinking that we'll fill orders much faster, much better, and then that'll start to blossom and bloom again big time. I'm really looking forward to what's ahead, like not 4 or 5 months from now, but in the next couple of days. You're okay, good. Yeah, just seeing some questions in the chat here. Yeah, so I don't know. The program was supposed to have it done Monday. Now it's Friday. So, uh yeah, I'm already thinking that he's probably at the very tail end, and I think they're going to do testing this weekend. So those of you that are account executives, you're going to be called on to be a part of the test group on testing the new system out. So that will be putting you to work there very, very soon. So yeah, I think by Monday we could do that. Oh, the well. Yeah, let's talk about our coin value here. Let's go on the chart here. Great opportunity to buy. Let's get together and have let's have our third well club rally. Let's do that on Saturday. Well, for me it's Saturday. No, for you, no, it'll be my Sunday. Be my Sunday and your Saturday. That's right. Okay, so it's Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do another well rally. So, I mean, these prices are super low, right? You can definitely see here, you can see that it's an established floor. So it's not like this, like it's going down, 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 right? You can see it's pretty much leveling off right here. So nice floor on PFB. PFS. Okay. Yep. I'm pretty sure you see these big candles right there. Guess what happened to a few accounts? Okay. That definitely someone selling there. So anybody selling during this period of time, they get penalized, don't they? For 30 days, right?
Right.
And then they'll be interviewed, and we got to make sure that they're right-minded before we turn their account back on. Okay. And we have paused the what do you call it? The distribution until we actually talk to everyone. So, don't worry, we'll catch it back up so you'll get everything you're entitled to. It just will be, safer for you that we're not arming people who are trigger happy selling coin. As soon as they get a little bit of coin, they want to sell it. We're not giving them any more ammo. We're not going to give them any more ammunition. And I hope you guys, understand the value of that, why we're holding off on distribution.
yeah,
Yes.
We just don't want to arm them anymore, do we? Right?
no
So
way.
enough is enough. So they're shooting up all their bullets. They won't have much left. You can look at the holdings and see how little they have. I mean, here's PFG, for example. There's only 224 holders, right? and most people are, number 50 here. Like there's number 50, 0005, right? So that's the 50th person. So yeah, it's not like they have a lot of ammunition to begin with, is my point. Okay. And then but it was nice to come off we were down there below 2000. It's nice to see it back well over 2000 now. We've got over to 3000. Like to see it get back to 5 as quickly as possible, guys. PFI. And we're doing good here, just shy of 1 million. It won't take much money to move it from where it's sitting right now up to $1 million. and then back up to 2 million, and then up to our target at 4 million. Won't take much at all. So we'll have another well rally on Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, thank you,
Alright.
Hunter. All right, excellent, very good. Well, I appreciate y'all that are here, that show up. You're very valuable to all of us in pool funding. It's your energy and your enthusiasm and your just your presence is a gift to all of us here in pool funding. We're glad that you're showing up and continue to do that. We are moving forward. I know sometimes it feels like we take a step backwards, but we end up taking 2 steps forward, so we are moving ahead. I know sometimes it doesn't seem that way, but the problem is we meet so often. It's not like we're a corporation meeting once every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And then we have a long time to evaluate the growth that took place. We're kind of like overviewing everything. To the point where we're looking at it, every other day. And so, how much growth do you really expect to happen? In 1 or 2 days, right? So it's, just realize that it might seem like we're spinning our wheels, but we're technically not. Our numbers are getting bigger. Things are getting easier. Things are starting to sink in. When you're dealing with a group of people, just because you say it one time doesn't mean everybody got it. So if you catch me repeating myself, it's because I understand how groups are. You got to keep telling them the same things over and over and over and over until they all get it.
Yeah,
So that's why repetition is important. And you can just parrot, just like me, be a parrot at whatever I say, you can say. Okay? Yeah. If I'm saying it, you can say it, guys. Anything I say, you can repeat. Okay? Freely, no problem.
Oh,
Because we want to be moving in the right direction here. So it's an exciting time. I'm so excited about the streamlining of and overhauling the system to make it so that everything's going to work better. I wish we had done that at the beginning of the year, honestly. We'd be probably a lot further ahead. But hindsight is 2020, so now I can see how important this is. And it's just as we grow, so will our resources, and so will the speed of software development. So software development grows when the funding is there to support it, right? So, I'm working with the funds that are provided, right? I'm working within a system that pool funding pays for itself, right? I'm not out here selling my real estate in order to keep pool funding running here. You know what I'm saying? So pool funding has been self-sustaining since day number 1, right? We don't technically have any debt, so we have people that provide support, through purchasing coins or whatever. So this is how we've been able to move forward. Okay, so there you go. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. We can go ahead and unmute and say, see you at the rally. Well, everybody come to the rally, okay? See you at the rally.
See you at the rally.
see you at the rally.
Bye.
See you at the
See you at the rally.
Bye.